Feisty at an Orlando town hall held by Republican Congressman Daniel Webster. Watch this.
Why did you vote for a budget that privatized Medicare, cut VA benefits, and turn around and gave away in tax cuts, not just to corporations, to the highest personal rates? And that's the reason you don't worry, you're not caring about the deficit, or you wouldn't have gave away all those tax cuts.
Because the country can't afford it! We can't afford it, you moron!
Whoa. While they yelled at a meeting, others dressed like zombies and protested outside Congressman Webster's office a few days earlier. Republican Representative Daniel Webster joins us now from Orlando. Great to see you, sir. And thank you for waking you up with us on a Saturday morning. So kind of take us back to the beginning there. So this was a town hall. You were talking about what, and sort of, we saw what happened, but kind of take us through it in your words and your experience.
Well, I was just presenting the facts about what we're facing, the tsunami of borrowing and spending, borrowing, spending, which is going to lead us to a bankrupt country. I was talking about that and what we could do about it, which was we have a plan that would bring down spending and move us toward a balanced budget in the future years. And to me, that's what we got to do. It was a good picture. They want to raise taxes. We want to cut taxes, and we want to cut spending. I think there's the difference between a tax and spend administration and a clear proposal that we've got, and that is to cut spending.
We haven't seen much coverage, if any, of this town hall meeting. We've sort of read reports and stuff like that, but to watch this happen, I have to say, you know, you're trying to hold something where you're trying to educate people on your position. When you have somebody screaming at you, and then you've got, you know, your supporters calling the others morons. I mean, does it sort of degenerate into something that you don't want to see happen at events like this?
No, I think the idea of having a town hall meeting is to let people in a civil way discuss issues. They may agree, they may disagree.
Do you consider this civil?
No, I do not. I believe when, you know, you speak when you're called on. If we have an order, everybody got a chance to ask their questions. It was those that were disruptive. It wasn't a whole lot of people. It was about 10, 15 people, but they can disrupt a huge crowd if you let them.
There are reports that some of these people were representatives of groups like MoveOn.org and you know, groups like that, liberal-leaning groups. Is that your understanding?
Yes, I recognize the president of the former group, Acorn, there. There's a new group called Organize Now, which I believe she's a leader in, and some others who are leaders. I've seen these people before. They came to my open house when I first opened up my district back in January, district office back in January. So it's not something new.
Surprisingly. A few days earlier, if I'm correct, you had the zombies show up. These are people who wanted what, and what were they trying to convey?
They were trying to convey that somehow, some way, we were doing something to Social Security and to Medicare, and it was going to be dismantled or removed, and that people were supposedly dressed up saying we're going to have to work for our health care, and that's absolutely untrue. Anyone that's on Social Security now has no problem. Anyone that's on Medicare now has no problem. We're not changing that in any way. So
things like this, these sort of dramatic displays of activism, are you okay with that? Something like a zombie, since they did seem to be quiet and sort of well behaved?
Well, I mean, they can do what they want. You know, again, I think what they're saying and what we're saying are two different things. We have a common sense proposal to cut spending. They have actually a plan to raise taxes.
Right.
And to me, that's exactly where we are.
And the point is to try to do it civilized, in a civilized manner. All right. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it. All righty, a question for all you parents out there. Do you know when your child is happy and when your child is upset? The answer may determine if your child has autism and just 6 months old. At just 6 months old, Dr. Manny's in. Then did you see this video? He was so excited about the royal wedding, he did cartwheels down